Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. So we are finally to the week leading up to the LEC playoffs. I mean, I still really disagree with the 2-week break that the LEC decided to take. I guess somebody said it's what they did last year too. I honestly can't really remember the scheduling of what the LEC playoffs were last season or for both splits or whatever. But man, it sucks. You know, you end the regular season on a bang. You get all hyped up and excited for the matchups because there's going to be some good ones. You know, we have like Fnatic G2 and some other really hype and exciting matchups. And all the games are going to be good. You know, this is a fun LEC regular season. We're getting into a fun playoffs. But finally, it's time to start ramping up the LEC talk again. You know, we've had LCS, we've had the drama, we've had all that going on. We're still going to talk about the LCS more. There's plenty to talk about, but it is time for the LEC, and there's going to be more interviews, content, pieces, hype, all of this stuff, and we've already seen some of that. Today, I wanted to go over a recent interview from head coach of BDS, Grabs. Obviously, he's not in the playoffs, so he has more time to do a little media. He has more time to do some interviews, stuff like that. But he actually dropped a couple of bangers in the interview that might give us some insight into the future of BDS, but also about some drama going inside Fnatic. We got to talk about this. Definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this one. It should be a fun video. And subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. The numbers have been going crazy lately. The views have been great. Subs, likes, everything. You guys have been absolutely phenomenal. And I just appreciate it so much. I want to keep growing. I want to make this something great. I want to make this something big. I want to make this something crazy. And you know, it's impossible without you guys. So with that being said, let's get right into this. So what we were talking about is this. I saw this on the Fnatic subreddit. It says, Grabs, MVP should be given to Hylissang, which I don't know if I agree with. You know, if Hylissang does get the MVP, I won't be like upset. I won't say it's like a robbery. Hylissang's an amazing player, and he had an amazing year, and I think he's very valuable. He is extremely valuable to Fnatic. I personally think it's Video, and I think he was a pretty clear MVP. I think what he was able to do with a much worse Misfits roster than Hylissang was able to do with a very talented Fnatic roster. You know, I think most people had Fnatic slotted as the best team in the LEC coming into the season, and they finished second. They finished below Rogue. And I think people had Misfits rated much below where they ended up finishing, but I think Video kind of overperformed and carried them. But whatever. But the interesting part we're talking about is the drama. So, you know, I tried to click on this article. It's from esports.as.com. I don't know what that is, but it's in Spanish, and I can't read this, obviously. I know a little bit of Spanish. I know some of it, but I wouldn't be able to read the whole article. And also, for whatever reason, usually Google will give you an automatic translate feature, and it doesn't do that on this article either. So luckily, we had to go to the comments. You know, somebody said I would really like to have a full translation, and they gave us that. So they ask, how has it been, the adaptation from going to a team that aspires to win everything like G2 to a more humble team like BDS? Grab says it was easy. After not renewing with G2, I knew that our paths were going to separate. We made this decision with Duffman. We had offers from winning teams like G2, but the decision was easy. We want to do something different. So I think that's kind of interesting. You know, I do wonder what offers Grabs had, because he said he had offers from teams like G2. So what does that mean? Does that mean Fnatic? Does that mean Mad? Does that mean Rogue? Does that mean NA teams? You know, Cloud9, TL, TSM? Yeah, I don't know, but kind of interesting. I mean, not shocking that they had offers, but from offers like G2, you know, I don't know. He talks about how some players have received a lot of criticism, like Adam or X-Matty. How have you approached this? And I think this is kind of funny. He says with Adam, it's different because he partly provoked it and is aware of it. And, you know, Grabs has talked about this in the past. He's like, yeah, I didn't really love the stuff that Adam was saying on Twitter either, but I gave him a chance, you know, and he thinks he's like an okay dude. I told them that even if they read the criticism on social media, I'm the one who chooses, you know, so whatever. I asked you to have commitment and effort. But as for Maddie, Crownshot, our Academy AD carry, you know, BDS Academy, also has a lot of fans, but I don't think I could have done better than him. As X-Matty hasn't had the tools to carry the games, and in the summer, he will show you why he should stay in the LEC. So I think that's pretty interesting, because I think a lot of people have seen Maddie as the worst performing member of BDS. I know I've seen a lot of hate for Limit as well, and honestly, I don't think either of them were particularly good or particularly impressive. Now, obviously, it can be easy to look kind of worse on a bad team like BDS was, but I think it's interesting that he says, you know, Maddie's going to show us why he should stay in the LEC in the summer, which means, hey, we're probably going to be seeing more of him. We're probably not going to be seeing Crownshot anytime soon. But then they also ask, will the roster be maintained? And Grab says that's the plan. But he also says, but in the last 2 weeks, I've been disappointed. I know there was like like rumors or talk or whatever of like BDS players really going downhill the last couple of weeks, like not practicing as hard, not taking things as seriously, especially once they were eliminated from the playoffs. So it sounds like Grabs was not happy about that, but he said every player could have given more. We'll have a boot camp in May, and if I see that the players put in more effort and play, if the academy players put in more effort and play better, I have no choice but to move them up to the LEC. So we'll see what happens, but it sounds like he wants to run back the same roster for better or for worse. And I know they did say for BDS it was supposed to be like a 2-year plan. Like, he doesn't expect them to be competing for titles until summer of 2023, I think is what they're saying. But on the subject of G2, what do you think of the mix of rookies and veterans? He kind of goes into that a little bit, but here's the big part. He says, with the regular season over, which players do you think should get Rookie of the Year in the MVP? He said, for me, the MVP has to be Hylissang. Playing against him is a horror, and he sees things that others can't imagine. In my opinion, even though VDO is worth more for Misfits than Hilly is for Fnatic, Hilly is the best player in the league. So he literally says that VDO should be MVP and Hilly's the best player, but then still gives MVP to Hilly. That doesn't make much sense. But what he does say, there are rumors that the atmosphere of the team is not good. But despite that, Fnatic is the favorite to win the competition. And I think this is very, very interesting. And obviously that got people talking about like, hey, is there some drama? Is there something juicy going on? Is there something spicy? And we haven't really got much wind of that. We haven't really heard any rumors, or anything like that. Apparently also Selfmade. Selfmade also said some teams have some internal drama. Now, I didn't see that quote or interview or whatever from Selfmade, so I don't know necessarily what he's talking about. But, man, how crazy would it be if yet again Fnatic is having some issues behind the scenes? Because Fnatic, despite all the issues and ineptitude and management issues and everything they've had, they've been a great team over the last couple of years. And somehow they keep getting more and more great players, and they keep making awesome roster moves, and they keep being a top team, not only in the LEC, but they're a formidable opponent internationally pretty much year in and year out. And even though, they're losing guys like Bwipo, losing guys like Reckless, they always find replacements, they always find a way. But also the one main consistency with Fnatic has been drama and internal issues and management issues and all this stuff, and is something like that going on again? And this would be a horrible time for that, because there's a very tough playoffs ahead for Fnatic. When we look at like the LEC standings, they didn't finish regular season in first. They finished a game behind Rogue, but Rogue, Fnatic, Misfits, G2 are all right there. It's a clump of teams at the top. It's going to be very, very tough. And again, they're starting off this weekend playing against G2, so who knows what's going to happen. Now, obviously, we don't have any specifics or anything at this time, but keep an eye on this. Maybe there's something going on at Fnatic. Maybe things are looking a little bit rough. We don't know. But if they start losing, if they have a fallout in the playoffs, or if they have a fallout at MSI, or something crazy happens, maybe we'll get to hear some more about this story. Maybe it could be something juicy. Because again, who could have imagined the stuff that happened last Worlds, with Upset and Adam and all that? And I think the Worlds previous was that the year with the Nemesis stuff, where Nemesis is saying at Worlds they told him he was going to be replaced. Like, hey, you never know. You can't count Fnatic out when it comes to kind of just random, weird, stupid stuff going on. Now, I did tweet this. I tweeted, Grabs hinting that there may be some internal issues going on with Fnatic. How does this happen every split? And this guy says, isn't Grabs BDS coach? So I said, yes. He had a recent interview. He was talking about issues at Fnatic. He said, oh, damn, my money's on Upset. And then this guy, I don't know who this is, Luka Vujicic, I don't know. He said nothing to do with Upset. There's no drama. Team underperformed a little bit in scrims lately, but that's it. Now, I don't know who this guy is. I'm not trying to be rude or anything. I literally don't know who this guy is. He says PhD. He doesn't have anything about esports in his bio, but Wooloo follows him, so maybe he's an insider of some kind. Maybe he knows something. I don't know, but he says no drama, no internal issues at Fnatic, but also says that, hey, Fnatic might be underperforming a little bit in scrims recently, which again, I don't read into scrims too much. I don't really care about scrims. I don't really care to know about them or how they're going or anything ever, because I really think they mean almost nothing. Some people like to read into them a lot. Some people are going to be very, very worried if Fnatic has scrims going poorly headed into the playoffs. But also, if scrims are going poorly, is it because of some internal issues? Do scrims going poorly cause some internal issues? We all know playoffs are stressful and crazy. MSI, stressful and crazy. The next couple months might show us a lot about what this Fnatic team is, how well they're going to mesh together in-game, out-of-game, personally, drama-wise, all this stuff. And it might be yet again another test for Fnatic management, and it's time to see if they're ready to step up to the plate, because time and time again previously, they've really dropped the ball. So I don't know. I'm excited about Fnatic. They're still my pick to win the championship. They're still my pick to go to MSI. I think they're going to be a great team. I think they're going to figure things out. But man, I can't lie and say that Fnatic management doesn't make me a little bit nervous. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Somebody drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this whole situation. Are you worried about Fnatic, or do you think they're going to be okay? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hope to catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.